Well, it looks like Sebastian Brand is going to be starting from the repair area, having not been ready in time. So here is your starting grid for the penultimate Minimax heat. It's Heat 5, Groups A and D. Nikita Lyubimov and Lars Lammers will be on the front row. Felipe Reyes and Vic van Kampenhout will line up on row 2. Jakub Kubera and Thomas Verheyen round out row 3. Row 4, Rasmus Koskinen and Joshua Griffin. Victor Reitz and Boris Van Haag will round out the top 10. Natan Rybczynski, who's getting a shout out thanks to Karting Rapport and Bartosz. Christoph Killer will round out row 6. Tierin Undologan from Turkey and the farmer Tom Reed round out row 7. Blair Smith and Samir Paul with Hasnain Khan, Beck Christian, Leo Livings and Yanet Salaranta, who's also had a shout out on the YouTube channel. Christian Sayerson, looks like Sebastian Brand might not be taking part in the race after all. AJ Bergeraff, Benjamin Vu, James van der Poel and Miko Leon Schwiers round out the grid. And just to answer, whoever's idea it is 7Z, 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 are you going to be in Bahrain commentating? I'm going to be in an official capacity at the Grand Finals this year. I will be commentating on Project E20 alongside the voice of the Grand Finals himself, Mr. Henry Baudet. So whoever is going to be going to Bahrain, I will see you all there. Looking forward to attending what will be my 4th Grand Finals, actually. First one was Sano 2019, and that was a pretty intense experience in terms of the fact that I didn't know what to expect and was completely bowled over by the experience, so that's the good thing. So Albert Friend has taken 2 wins, Nikita Lyubimov has taken a victory, and so has Thomas Verheyen. Right, 2 heats to go, folks. And will Albert Friend make it 3 in a row? Well, we're going to find out after this one, because we have another race to get underway. Red lights on the starting gantry as the drivers make their way through the 12th and final corner. The revs build, the anticipation rises, the red lights are on, they go out, we are underway and racing. Good start on the front row of the grid by Nikita Lyubimov as Felipe Reyes tries to get through on Lars Lammers. Oh, it's a bit of a scramble. Jakub Kubera could be ending up in the race lead, and he is by turn 3. Great work again by Jakub Kubera from the Czech Republic, who goes from the inside of row 3 to the race lead. And oh, that's Lars Lammers around at turn 6. And there's also the 136, that's Tom Reed. Both have dramas on the opening lap at turn 6. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Sebastian Brand has been able to make it onto the circuit after a lot of deliberation and discussion. But Jakub Kubera leading the way as they head into turn 10 on the opening lap. Nikita Lyubimov is in 3rd position ahead of Felipe Reyes. Who is that driver in 2nd position? It is going to be, that is Joshua Griffin in the 183. So leading the way after the opening lap, Nikita Lyubimov started on pole. It's Jakub Kubera who leads the way. Griffin, Lyubimov, Reyes, Van Kampenhout, Verheyen, Reitz, Killer and Undologan with Hasnain Khan rounding out the top 10. Side by side, and that was for 4th. As there is Vic van Kampenhout being closed on in by Thomas Verheyen. Victor Reitz in the 176 has got Christoph Killer not too far behind. And there is going to be a change for the lead. Lyubimov gets through on Jakub Kubera going through into turn number 7 off of the Europlan. I have to say, the Czech driver stealing a march on everybody. Everyone using the runoff area to maximum affordability and efficiency on the opening lap. You can use the runoff area on lap 1. After that, if you go onto the runoff area, it is an automatic 5-second time penalty. Felipe Reyes now through. Oh, Vic van Kampenhout might squeeze through here as well, along with Thomas Verheyen. Where does Jakub Kubera end up in this? Vic van Kampenhout now 3rd. Kubera keeps it pinned around the outside of Verheyen, who goes through up the inside. And Victor Reitz is waiting in the wings. Christoph Killer, Hasnain Khan is there, and he's up the inside. Oh, the 141 goes off. Oh, dearie me. Christoph Killer on the Energy Corsa chassis manages to avoid the tyre barriers, steer the car left and go back on the traditional way of the circuit. I have seen it before where drivers have had a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact and they've been the one on the outside and have been spat out and ended up shortcutting the track inadvertently. So great awareness there by Krzysztof Gila from the Czech Republic, as now the floodgates are opening. That's Victor Reutz being passed. As all, the 101 is not having a great one either. Benjamin Vu from Germany on the Fernando Alonso chassis is going to be out of the race, I'm afraid. Spinning the left rear wheel excessively. So a lot of changes have been happening in this race, and great to see that a few of the regular drivers who come into this circuit, well, Jakub Kubera goes through on Thomas Verheyen. That is for 4th place. And Verheyen looking towards the inside into turn 7 off the Europolan. Hasnain Khan now up into 7th, or is that now 6th? Trying to wait until I see the 180 come into shot. And Hasnain Khan is, I think, yeah, is trying to move up the order. The timer is counting down. We've got 3 minutes still to go, plus an additional lap in this race. And that is Boris Verhaag going through. So Lubimov leads, Felipe Perez second, Vic van Kampenhout, Jakub Kubera, Thomas Verheyen, and then the 102 of Thierry Undologan, followed by Boris Verhaag, Hasnain Khan, Victor Reutz, and then Joshua Griffin round out the top 10. Oh no, 2 have come together, and that is the 155 and the 180. Oh dearie me, Hasnain Khan out, and who is the, and the 155, that's Blair Smith. Oh dearie me, and Blair Smith trying to pull the cart off. That now rearranges Hasnain Khan's Nassau panel into the correct position. Oh dearie me, I'm not too sure what happened there, but it just goes to show that there are, as I said, sense of urgency, sense of desperation. 2 sort of practical applications, but 2 completely different mindsets in that respect. But Lubimov still continuing to lead with 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock still to go. So Hasnain Khan, Blair Smith, and I think, Victor Reutz might have also been unfortunately involved in that incident, which has dropped the 176 from Belgium right the way down to the back end of the field. Now, there is a marshal. I think that might be, there is a cart there. Medical team are rushing to the site of possibly Hasnain Khan off of the Europolan. So medical team is on site at the moment with the driver. They've just gone over to him. So Nikita Lubimov. Victor Reutz is out as well. As just seen him on the infield between the exit of turn 5 and the exit of turn 9. 45 seconds still to go. And Nikita Lubimov leads the way by about half a second. Here's Jakub Kubera ahead of Thomas Verheyen. So medical team are on site with, that will be Hasnain Khan. I hope he's all okay. So with 23 seconds still to go, yellow flags now out at marshal post number 3 as we come to the conclusion of this race. So drivers will be that will be basically slightly slowed down, do not overtake. So Victor Reutz and Hasnain Khan out of the race as the timer now will very shortly expire. Boris Verhaag trying to go toe-to-toe with Thomas Verheyen. 1 more lap remains and Nikita Lubimov leads the way, but the gap is only half a second. Boris Verhaag now fastest out there. And again, Boris Verhaag trying to get through on Thomas Verheyen for that 5th place. Verheyen defending, and that is going to allow the 102 of Unlo Dogan from Turkey to get through on the inside. But Hager's got through. Unlo Dogan tries to get through in his own right, but leaves the door open. That allows the 183 of Joshua Griffin to get through, who effectively gives the hurry-up sign to Thomas Verheyen. But the leaders coming through out of turn number 9 again. Unlo Dogan still trying to make the best of it and staying behind Griffin as our leaders now make their way through turn 10, out of turn 11, one more corner to go, and it's going to be 2 wins today for Estonia's Nikita Lubimov, who caps off what might be a possible pole position for a superheat tomorrow. Felipe Reyes takes second, third Vic van Kampenhout. Great work by the 124 from Belgium, run by his dad, Stephen. A true lad and dad operation over here in continental Europe. Boris Verhaeg, Thomas Verheyen and Joshua Griffin ran at the top 7 positions. 8th, it's Tierin Unlo Dogan, Lars Lambers and Nathan Rybczynski rounds out the top 10 positions after that race. Christian Sejersen, James van der Poel, Rasmus Koskinen, Samir Paul, Leo Livings, Christoph Killer, Mikko Leon Schwiers, AJ Berggraf, Tom Reed, Janette Salaranta from Finland, Christian Beck from the Czech Republic, well, I'm trying to remember which nation Christian is from, Sebastian Brand, and I think we might have Blair Smith coming round to complete this final lap of racing. Unfortunately, that incident on lap 4 eliminating Victor Reitz and Hasnain Khan. Medical team is on site still with him at the moment. So I imagine we're going to have a slight delay whilst that occurs. Well, we're due to start things back up in around about 8 minutes' time. But that is the conclusion of the penultimate heat for Heat 5 for Minimax. So taking a look back at the penultimate heat for Minimax here at the Home of Champions. Dramas involving, looked like there was an incident involving Boris Verhaeg and also Lars Lambers. Tom Reed also got turned around. A couple of drivers might have been unsighted coming through into turn 6. Lars Lambers had to go rally crossing in that instance. But also Jakub Kubera being a little bit of a dark horse, but it was Nikita Lubimov that would end up going through at turn 7 and then move up and, well, keep on moving away and eventually capture a second heat win here today. Felipe Reyes, Vic van Kampenhout, Thomas Verheyen, they all managed to gang up on Jakub Kubera. And then this moment for Christoph Killer, narrowly avoiding the tyre stack in between turn 4, the entrance of turn 4 and into the exit of turn 9, managing to get the kart back onto the circuit in the Energy Corsa chassis. Also, Unlo Dogan from Turkey would show some good racing, along with the likes of Hasnain Khan, who would be embroiled in battles with Victor Reutz. Jakub Kubera again would start to go through on the likes of Thomas Verheyen, but they would not let him get that position back. And then, of course, the incident involving the 155 of Blair Smith and the 180 of Hasnain Khan coming out of turn 6. Of course, more racing carried on as that incident sort of took a little bit of a slowdown on proceedings with the yellow flag at Marshall Post number 3, but Dogan against the likes of quite a few other drivers, but Nikita Lyubimov would end up taking the win in the 5th and penultimate mini-max heat of the Grand Festival in 2023.